Swanglin.
Yo, you know what it is. Swanglin Show, episode 22. In the house, Joshua P. Dunn today. The P is for Padre, because could be thine father. No Catholicism. Joined today by the all-time leader in Swanglin statistics, the heavyweight champion of Swangle.
You know it.
There is no contender close at this point. We're talking South Florida represent Mr. Grippz. What's happening, my guy?
What's poppin', Mr. Jasper? What's good?
Oh, man, just enjoying this wonderful Sunday filled with football, being slightly jealous as I watch you drive down those Florida streets and seeing those palm trees and stuff in the backyard. But thank you very much for joining me on the Swanglin Show, episode 22. We're going to have more members of the illustrious conspiracy family joining us today, as we always do. They're going to come in handy. So first off, I would like to start the show by extending my hand out to you, my brother, and telling you Happy New Year, my friend.
Yeah, Happy New Year to you, yours, everyone listening, the whole conspiracy family. You know what I'm saying? Let's have many blessings and positive energy going into the dub. You know what I'm saying? The 22.
Well, 2022 is now upon us. It's early January. We're talking about going hard all year because that's what we got to do on the Swangler, on the International House of Swangle. And as I sit here in Casa de la Swangle, I got a question for you, my man, Mr. Grippz, representing South Florida, the International Swanglin Heavyweight Champion. Are you ready to defend that crown at any given moment?
Oh, yeah. Whatever it takes, you know, we up in this thing. We putting dubs on the board, just W's. That's it. We ain't taking no L's. So, you know.
Now, I know you listened to the last episode of the Swanglin Show where you pretty much got to call out a direct shot at the title from young prof Stan Edwards Jr., rapper Geek, representing Toledo, Ohio. He's coming for that strap. And as a matter of fact, in his corner, from a managerial aspect, from a guidance aspect as a life coach, man, you're dealing with a fellow Israelite-backed individual. We're talking about he's clicked up with the Newkleus, and it's almost like a 2-on-1 beatdown as they come forward for the Swanglin Heavyweight Championship. What are you going to do, brother, to defend yourself against this two-headed attack?
You know, they may want to pull some sneaky stuff with the steel chair and all that. It's okay. When I hit the mat, I bounce back up. So I might miss, you know, an episode here or there, you know, but we're going to keep that title on where it belongs, right on the shoulder. You know what I'm saying? We gonna keep that rocking, heavyweight champion of the world. It's gonna be there for a long time. I tell you like that. Conspiracy is the label.
Okay, now we got strong words from a strong man there on the Swanglin Show. If I can keep it like Territory Wrestling Days. Vice Grip is ready for all challengers. Mr. Grippz ready for all challengers. So where you at, Marinated Mitch? Where you at, Newkleus? Where you at, Young Prof? Where you at, King of the Wing? CJ De Niro, the chicken man with the hot sauce and the wings, man. Where you at coming for the Swanglin Heavyweight Championship?
We can't count the Newkleus because he is, you know, a co-host. But I was gonna say, Young Prophet's gonna have to get some ground on Marinated Mitch and that CJ De Niro. I mean, they got a couple of episodes on them, a couple of W's on the board. So we'll see how it goes, you know.
Absolutely. And you know, people like to make various appearances on the Swanglin Show. I mean, who the fuck wouldn't want to be saw around here? Let's be honest. Now, we're going to get back to the topic at hand. Swanglin 22, because it's 2022. What you're going to do is listen to these things that I got to say right now. We're going to do some revisiting on 2021. There's some stuff that we left out. We didn't get to shout out in the previous recap episode. We didn't talk about any of the major, huge people that passed away in the year 2021. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna go ahead and say rest in peace to people like Norm Macdonald, funny comedian. Rest in peace to fucking DMX, dude, legend in the fucking rap game. I know that you, Mr. Grippz, when you come with your style on beats, man, a lot of the times you're like real aggressive, like deep cadence flow and shit. So what was the DMX's music like for you? What'd that mean to you?
DMX was definitely someone that, you know, I listened to, especially the early material, his first couple albums. I mean, the dude was, you know, I think still the only rapper to put out 2 platinum albums, number 1 in the same year. Like, dude was a legend. He just kept it real. he was like, for me, he brought the soul back because rap music missing a little bit of that soul after Pac passed away. As far as the mainstream soul, and he made music that helped you just get through life. Great gym music, great pain music to deal with the kind of pain that you're going through in life. Like, X was a legend. Rest in peace. What more can I say? Like, dude was definitely top 50 MC of all time as far as what he put out. His material's gonna stand the test of time forever.
Oh, I agree with you completely. DMX was an absolute legend. Rest in peace. Major blow to the hip hop community. Another major blow to the entertainment community in 2021. Larry King, man, the interviewer of all interviewers, man. He went out, passed away in 2021. And then you even have, people like Betty White, man, John Madden, Biz Markie, big loss for the hip hop community. So a lot of these celebrities that have passed away in 2021, we just kind of want to give them their shout outs and make sure that they get their flowers as they enter the next fucking whatever life has to have for them. You know what I mean? But as I'm reading over that list, I see Norm Macdonald on there.
Betty White too.
Yeah, for sure. Rest in peace, John Madden. But Norm Macdonald made a movie called Dirty Work. If you've never saw it, check it out. Great fucking comedy movie. Have you ever saw it?
Yeah, rest in peace. Yeah, Dirty Works is a classic. Rest in peace to Betty White too, though. She just passed away. So,
definitely.
A lot of
rest in peace to the Golden Girl. And now that we just mentioned the Golden Girl, let's talk about the Golden Guy. Joined now by the Homecoming King. The co-host of the Swanglin Show has arrived. And Vice just said that your appearances don't count towards the championship. It's another thing now. We'll see what you got to say now, Mr. Grippz, as Young Prof's representation. Kyle Newkleus Holsinger is in the building. What's happening?
Yeah.
What's up, Kyle?
Not much. Just swangling and dangling as usual. Just picked up the son for basketball practice. Now we're back home.
Now,
we got two whole singers. Hold on, 2 for 1. You gotta give him a little shout out in the back.
Oh, he's not here. He went inside, but yeah, dude.
Okay.
We got to give a direct shout out to John Holsinger, Noah Holsinger. Shout out to the Holsinger boys in the house, as well as their father, Kyle Newkleus Holsinger, the Jukleus, manager to the stars. The people chase down the Swanglin Championship. If you are listening to the Swanglin Show, you want to get a run at Vice Gripp's fucking Swanglin Championship, it goes through Kyle, you little son of a bitch. He's the guy that can take you there. He's like the Don King of the Swanglin Championship.
Oh, yeah. I got the hair for it, too.
But since you're like a pasty white dude, we're going to call you like Ron King.
Ron King. I like that.
That's a good one on the Swanglin Show. So before you just jump on the call, Kyle, we're mentioning different celebrities that have passed away in 2021. And I brought up DMX, man. And I was I know that you love DMX. I wanted to give you an opportunity to talk about the influence of DMX.
Dude, after Pac and Big died, he was like the next real one to come through. Like when he came in 98 with It's Dark and Hell is Hot, it was I don't know, dude. I was like, this is the next Tupac, this is the next Thug, this is the next real shit, dude. And man, that song, the last song on that record that had the Locks on it with them and stuff too, that shit was phenomenal. Like I used to listen to that whole thing, lifting weights and stuff. I love that record. Love DMX. Rest in peace, dude.
It's great that we can revisit and relive classic times, including, DMX's records and when Kyle used to lift weights. And I think about that.
Yeah.
When he was the Homecoming King, he may have had this fucking divine, like fucking 6-pack cut straight down the center. It could have been like an archaic fucking piece of concrete out in front of a Catholic fucking building in Cary, Ohio. Newkleus, do you know what I'm talking about? Were you that in shape? Did you have like the fucking 12-pack abs?
I tried to get a 6-pack, could never get it. I talked with our strength and conditioning coach, and he was like, look, dude, some people just can't get it. And he was one of them because the dude he really, if anyone could have had one, this dude would have, and he couldn't physically get it. He's just like, look, I just can't. I mean, but I think since then, though, there's been a lot more like advances in like fitness where I see people like being able to get that now in a way that we couldn't have like 20 some years ago when I was lifting weights in football training. So I think
if you give up, if you give up, you'll never have it. Now,
Exactly.
things are getting real squirrely on the Swanglin Show episode 22 because we got young Prof joining the group right now saying what's happening to young Prof who is here to take and stake his claim and inch even closer towards that shot at that Swanglin Heavyweight Championship. Young Prof is in the building, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh no, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
What's good?
Not much, man. We are kicking it on the Swanglin Show episode 22, and we were just talking about Vice Grip threw it out there. You know, he said that he's willing to take on all challengers. You know, he said it don't matter when or where the title could be on the line. And then I'm like, okay, big words from a big man because there's no representation from the other side, but he knows about how you've clicked up with Kyle, and then boom, there's Kyle. And then all of a sudden, boom, there's Stan and the tables have turned. We got 2-on-1 on the Swanglin Show. So here's the real question. And with the year has passed, we have already done a partial review of 2021. On this episode, again, we're doing some more about 2021. So had this matchup came to a head in 2021, Kyle, who do you think walks away with the Swanglin Championship here?
As far as what? Princes or what?
Well, no, we're talking about Vice Grip versus Young Prof. Head up for the
Like,
Swanglin Championship.
What's the parameters though? Are we talking like
See, you've already dropped the ball because this is the point where you're supposed to step in as Young Prof's manager and you say it doesn't fucking matter when the title's on the line. Young Prof's watching him. Mr. Gripp's time is over. It's our time now. He's a fucking bum.
You gotta hype me up, man.
He knows it's not the truth, so he cannot say it.
Well, I got to intervene on behalf of Swanglin League here and say, Kyle, you're fired, man. On behalf of Young Prof, you are no longer allowed via the rules to represent Young Prof in his quest for the Swanglin Heavyweight Championship. You've been fucking disqualified.
I gotta represent myself now. Got to represent myself. My Paul Heyman got fired.
Oh God, it's going down on the Swanglin Show now. I also want to talk to you guys about, since we're going into the new year, about setting goals and what we can do going into 2022 to be more productive, to be more effective, to make more money, to just kind of set it off on this whole entire world. So my man, Young Prof, the number one contender to the Swanglin Championship, is in the house. I got a question for you, Stan. What is an organizational tip or an organizational thing that you do on a daily basis to help you stay goal-oriented and accomplishing the stuff that you want to get done?
I'm in my notes app like every day. Like, I'm going through my notes. I'm going through everything that I did the previous day, everything that I have to do today. I pretty much live and die by my notes app.
I do the same thing. I also use reminders app on my iPhone to where I've set it up to where I have separate to-do checklists for every single day of the week that disappear when I complete tasks. I go in on a Sunday and I'll map a whole week of shit out, and I'll come in and I'll have it preset come Monday morning. Boom, this is what I need to do today. This is what I need to do tomorrow. This is what I need to do Wednesday. And I add stuff as I go. And that is a tip that helps me as well. So if you're listening to the Swanglin Show, man, use the resources that are available to you. You got your fucking cell phone in front of you probably 60% of the time. Get off social media and maybe fucking spend some time in the Notebooks app or maybe on a reading app and pick up some game or devise a plan and put some shit together. So Vice Grip, Mr. Grippz.
Organization is key.
If you're watching the video version of Swanglin episode 22, you just saw that little slight flex by the champion there where he just pulled his car up, busted the window out, and you see the sunset and you see the palm tree and shit. He's out there on his fucking Don Johnson representing on this Sunday afternoon, although our Miami Dolphins took the L today. What are some things, Vice, that you have set up on the 2022 calendar that you want to let the listeners of the Swangler know? What do you got coming for them, man?
Oh, well, right now I'm about 60% done with my new album, working on my first album under the Mr. Grippz moniker. Putting it out there. I think it's some of my best work. I'm working with the J Hex Project. He's an artist friend locally down here in Broward. He's actually from New York, from the Bronx, but he's been living down here a while. And we've done work in the past on different tracks. And, he's engineering my whole project on this one. It sounded great. It's going to sound real lush. The beats is crazy, and then obviously polishing my heavyweight championship Swanglin belt for the 2022, keeping that on display, making sure these guys, I think Mitch was in the running, but he's starting to let a little ground go, and Prof might be catching up, but we'll see. And other than that, we chasing bags all year, just like you said, using the tools and the resources that's at our hands to be creative and creating this life that we want. So, we've been on the up and up the last couple of years, and it's just going to be continuous. So anyone that's in our circles, anyone that's watching, you soak up the game, you do what you can, you put in the effort, and the universe will reward you. So, that's what we're doing all year, big bags.
Oh yeah, all year long in 2022. I like that advice and that energy that you just brought to that right there. You shouted out the homie J Hex Project. Shout out him if you're listening to the Swanglin Show. He's doing some horror shit, some East Coast shit, especially. That dude's a great listen, good storyteller, good producer. It's dope that you're working with him, and you guys are gonna have some cool shit coming along. But he had to pull out the slight flex about this grand prize that we got here, man. This Swanglin Heavyweight Championship of the World, man. It's getting sticky on the Swanglin Show. We're gonna have eventually it's gonna be up there. Marinated Mitch, he's up in the running. Maybe he had a little too many of those Pillsbury Doughboy Reese's Pieces cookies over the holiday season.
You talking about me?
Maybe Marinated Mitch, he might have had a little too many of those Reese's Pieces Pillsbury Doughboy joints, and maybe he's just not feeling himself right now, and he'll get back to form. If I know Marinated Mitch, he's coming for that fucking title. Now, we're talking about goals in 2022 and things that we can do to make them reality. So if you're listening to the Swanglin Show in 2022, if you want to start a business, man, start that fucking business, but be smart about it. Make sure you got the paper. Make sure you got a plan. Make sure you got the work ethic to match success, because it doesn't matter what you do. If you don't follow through with it, and if you don't go hard and you don't ever stop doing it, it's like you never tried doing it at all. So Newkleus, Holsinger, I want to ask my co-host a special question on the Swanglin Show, because we like to see the top side of shit and we like to see the bottom side of shit too. So we're going to show you multiple perspectives here. I've asked my man Stan Edwards about some organizational tips. I've asked my man Mr. Grippz about what his goals are for the year. Now, sometimes we get in scenarios where you set a goal and then sometimes fall unrealistically short. You know what I mean? So my question for the Juke is, can you explain to us a time where maybe that you've set a goal and came short, and what lessons you may have learned about that process as you came up short?
Dude, I came up short a lot of times. All right, so it depended on the goal, because we have personal goals, we have business goals. We have goals because it's one thing for your business to fall apart. It's another thing for your family to fall apart. So there's different. So they did take different emotional tolls. So if you have a situation where you just get, I don't know, I guess blindsided, you weren't the pandemic hitting your business or this or that, things where you just didn't see it coming. There's a couple things I go to. There's this thing called Maslow's hierarchy of needs, and it's like a developmental psychology kind of thing about they usually use the graph as a pyramid, but the highest is self-actualization, of getting to a point where you can be spiritual and get to attain self-actualization of your true self. But the bottom basic layers of it are the basic necessities: food, clothing, shelter. And the psychologists believe that once you achieve the bottom layer, you can go to the next. I mean, in a sense, you can kind of go in between them. But if you still don't have your basic needs met, you will not be able to progress, because you're still trying to get a home, still trying to get clothes on your back and get to your next meal. You don't have the time to think about self-actualization. So when you have like a personal loss and stuff, always go back to Maslow's hierarchy of needs, and I reset my foundation. Okay, everything's good at this level. All right, where are we at in this level? Where are we at in this level? When it comes to businessman, learn what did you do wrong? Sift through the ashes of what it was so that you don't do it again. Because I've seen like really great businessmen falter, and it wasn't necessarily their fault. Like where their business went under and their hands were tied because of like corporate decisions because they were a franchisee. Sometimes the decisions aren't all on you. So you have to be able to properly assess, hey, where did I screw up? And where's the fault to blame? Where is my fault in it? What can I do to not have that situation happen again? That's about it.
Right. I mean, I've had lots of situations, and you mentioned that you saw scenarios where people that are great businessmen fail. And I think it's a key part of success is failing. I mean, if you're not willing to put your neck on the line, if you're not willing to be in the game in the first place, you definitely don't stand a chance at winning. And most people don't hit a home run on their first business endeavor or first personal relationship or first maybe trying to get in position to get a loan or do some things. I mean, there's a lot of, no matter what your goal is, you're going to have some type of hurdle or some type of step that you're going to have to come up. And there's always going to be these things that are always going to be obstacles and in your way. So I wanted to kind of show the back end of that on the Swanglin Show and kind of open the dialogue as well to, because I mean, we're all doing pretty well for ourselves. We're all set up, but we're not millionaires. We're not fucking Warren Buffett or no Donald Trump. So our business advice could be seen by some as wary. So what we're going to do is we break shit all the way down to the foundational level to show them, hey, we take L's all the fucking time. And this is how you adjust to it. And this is how you bounce back. On the Swanglin Show, 2022 is about the bounce back. It's about the shake back. I want to see everybody in this community, in this circle, come up and make money and use this, use everything that's going on as a conduit to be more successful and be more enlightened and feel very happy about where they're going in life. Now, my man, Young Prof, is in the building right now, as always, rapper Geek, dropping fire content on you. He's in the middle right now of the wall of comic books. Young Prof, if you had to be one, if you got to physically embody and step into the role of a character for Marvel, who you pick, man?
That's a tough. That's a tough question. Wasn't ready for that one. There's so many. Man, damn. Maybe my two favorite characters, I gotta say, are Black Panther and Thor. For different reasons, right? But I'm gonna go with Thor.
Oh, the controversial pick is in.
Yeah, I'm gonna go
the
with
pick
Thor.
is in. Young, this is going to be the headline of this show, Prof, and you're going to have to defend yourself on this. Young Prof selects Thor over Black Panther as his pick of who he's going to be in the Marvel universe. People are going to question this. They're going to say, why Thor? And we gotta ask this question right now, Stan. Why Thor, man?
Well, if you think about it, Black Panther will probably be the most typical answer. I don't like being a typical guy, so I'm gonna go with Thor. And who wouldn't like to, wield a heavy ass hammer and just call lightning whenever the fuck they wanted to, That sounds like a pretty dope life. So I'm gonna go with Thor.
I think it's a great pick. I like the controversial call on the Swanglin Show. We're gonna try and get that cheap heat on the internet. So if you see us setting up some fucking hotline on here with the hot quote from Young Prof to try and get them clickbait views, you're just gonna have to know we're still friends when it's all said and done. We're just trying to get this money on the Swanglin Show.
I mean, besides, another reason, I want an excuse to wear a cape for no reason. So,
well, it's better to wear a cape to be Thor than to wear a cape to be Captain Save-A-Ho. In 2022, the Newkleus. I know he's going to have hella goals. He's going to be here on the Swanglin Show dropping some gems for you every week, as only Kyle can do. The motherfucking homecoming king. My question lies on you, Kyle. For 2022, what is your biggest goal for this year, man? What do you want to get done?
To put out more content. I mean, I have my goals every year of being a better father, better man, stuff like that. But outside of the normal things I hope for every year, it's to put out more content in music, and literature and here on the podcast. I plan to be writing multiple articles. We also have like an idea we're going to try in the second half or in 2022 at some point for maybe a different segment of stuff. We're in the works of figuring out. I'm hoping to bring more content to the show. I'm hoping to bring more just content into the world.
I think that's awesome. I think that's something that's going to fare out very well for you in 2022. Mr. Grippz sliding through these South Florida streets as he joins us on the Swanglin Show episode 2020 to recap part 2 of the 2021 recap. And we're talking about goals and shit. We're talking about Thor. We're talking about the hammer of fucking Thor. And it's going to be Young Prof that's going to be swinging it when he's coming live for your goddamn Swanglin Heavyweight Championship. And we got to build this up. We got to have like pay-per-view, but like Swanglin Show pay-per-view.
I'll be in a second.
And then when we have the Swanglin Show pay-per-view event, headlined by the prize fight that is Young Prof versus Mr. Grippz for the Swanglin Heavyweight Championship. I think that we should be sponsored by companies that matter, you know, companies that provide a product that I can stand by. So if you're listening, Triscuits, you little son of a bitch, let me get my sponsorship. New Balance, if you're listening, God damn it, Snapples, shit that I drink, you know, just little things that I would like to have for free. If you're listening, Nabisco or whatever company it is that makes Triscuits, we love your fucking crackers on the Swanglin Show. Can we get a fucking box for free? What's up? It's 2022. We're not open for endorsements on the Swanglin Show. We're setting goals for 2022. And here's one thing that I would like to mention to you guys, a major thing I do when I set up my fucking goals and shit is I try and always take everything and segment it and break it down into smaller pieces. You know how like when you're watching the clock at work, you're like, okay, I got 2 hours, or you can be like, okay, I'm past this 15-minute segment and I'm on to the next, or you can break things out. And it's all about, for me, I set it up that way. So that way I can always see my progress and feel like I'm accomplishing and achieving stuff. If I'm always doing the small things, they always turn into the big things. And I stand by that process very much. And it's worked very well for me. So going forward into 2022, that's my main area of focus, is executing on the small stuff so it can lead to the big stuff, making less errors and being more dialed in and making as much bulk progress as I possibly can towards all my fucking goals and shit. And I need the insight of the homies on the show. And I need the insight of like legitimate professionals to help me grow and learn more. And I need the insight of the swanglers that listen to the Swanglin Show. If you got the hookup, man, you know what the hot fucking stock is, or you know how we can make some money, man, just send me an email. Like I said before, you can rent Kyle as Santa Claus. You can fucking buy an advertisement slot only if you work for like Triscuit or like New Balance or like one of these companies that's the shit that's going to hook us up with free stuff. If you're one of these companies that wants to send weak ass shit for promo, we're going to roast you. So we're targeting top tier companies. We want the fucking Triscuits if you're listening. Young Prof, Stan Edwards Jr. is joining me on episode 22 of the Swanglin Show. I got my man Kyle Newkleus, Holsinger, in here as well. I got my man Mr. Grippz representing South Florida. Now, Vice, I got a question for you about 2022. I know that you're in a fairly good financial position. You know what I mean? You got some assets. You're doing some great things, and we've had some personal conversations where you're talking about maybe building and adding to this collection of assets and maybe doing a double up type move. So in 2022, are you coming in the door hot? You trying to shuffle and make some moves, or are you just playing the water cool?
I mean, right now I'm cooling, but if there's always a right move to be made, it should be made. You know, like my pops always says, it's about timing in life. So if you get an opportunity and the timing's right, you kind of gotta, you know, it would be more enticing to pull the trigger on it. But we're gonna see, how the beginning of the year rolls out, what we can make shake. And once we start getting some extra flow, and there's been some extra flow coming in the last couple of years, thank God. But if it continues, we'll be looking good towards the end of the year to make some big moves shake. But that's all on the personal side. We diversifying. I'm trying to get multiple different ways of streams. So if anybody wants to sponsor the Swanglin Show, holla at us. Get it in. We all putting out quality content. for your ears and eyes. And Mr. Grippz is going to have a good year this year. I got a good feeling. I just, come bringing in New Year's Eve after the last couple of years being kind of low key, it was still good, but it wasn't, as good as it could have been, obviously, with the pandemic and all the craziness that had happened. But I think we're going to move past it, and we're going to bring some good energy for this year.
I agree. And like you said, you got to know you're going to have a good year. You got to just be like, you want to know what it is? It is my year. It is my time. You got to believe in what you're doing. That's a major, major fucking key, big time tip. If you're a swangler and you're listening to the Swanglin Show, believe in yourself, man. Find something it is that you like to do. Monetize it. Get your fucking hands dirty. Get up in the motherfucking mix. Focus on the tasks that are important to get you towards your goal. Be realistic about what's in front of you and the steps that it takes for you to get to that goal, and break it up, man. Have a little bit here, a little bit here, a little bit here. Have a little bit in Kyle's beard. Have a little bit any fucking where that you need to put it. And work yourself towards those things. I know I've been in position a lot of times where I wanted to do everything myself and wear all the hats myself. And you got to know when is the right time for you to seek help from a fucking professional, and know that you don't have to do it all. Be willing to take less to make something, if that makes any sense to you, my man, Young Prof. I know that you're the type of dude that's involved in all different types of shit, and you produce your own content. So you have all these different daunting tasks in front of you at all times. How is it that you set up your day to day, and how do you know when enough is enough and you're doing too much?
I probably burned myself out like maybe at least a couple of times a week. So that part, I'm still trying to figure that part out of, like, when to stop. Cause once how it is, like once you get that inspiration, it's like, you don't even want to stop, especially if you're doing something that you actually enjoy doing. So, I haven't figured that part out yet. So, as far as like I said, I'm not really that organized when it comes to work. I just keep going until I'm either tired or irritated because I'm sick of looking at a screen.
And yeah, I've been there multiple times as well. So if you're listening to the Swanglin Show and you might happen to be a personal assistant, your opportunity is there, man. You fucking slide in. You help Young Prof on this rapper geek shit. You make him a fucking calendar. You know what I mean? Do you use the calendar, Young Prof?
No, I actually just I got a calendar sitting up on the wall now. I barely even look at it.
Well, it's an effective tool for some. It works for me. I kind of use my calendar app on my phone, and I kind of this year I bought some different like daily planners and shit. I got multiple planners where I'm checking off shit day by day and doing it in my own handwriting, so I can go back and look at the progress that I've tracked and see how much I can get done. I'm gonna set something on the calendar for January 31st of 2022, where the Swanglin Show dips into its illustrious, big, fat, trusty fund box, and we're going to buy Young Prof calendar for 2023. We're going to get him a dope one. It's going to be, we got to holler at one of the homies that got these excellent Photoshop skills, and we're going to get fucking Young Prof as Thor 2023 Swanglin calendar. Would you guys pay for that or what, man?
Hey, I got a funny story though for you. A dude on TikTok actually drew me as Thor like a couple years ago when I first got on TikTok. I told him to send it to me, but he never did. So I'm gonna find the video and I'm gonna post that shit.
The Swanglin Show, man, we could be making our rounds around the internet. So I'm gonna tell you right now, if it's you, TikTok, little son of a bitch, you send that fucking video to Young Prof because we need that for the calendar, or we're coming.
Yeah, TikTok, send that shit.
All right.
Absolutely. So we want to achieve goals faster. We want to make 2022 a special year. We want to make as much progress as we can all year round. And we can't give up. We can't fucking let these motherfuckers out here think that in conclusion, we can't make it happen, because in reality we can, because we can always push ourselves to the limits. Like you said, Stan, burn yourself out, but then fall back, but then come back, and then fall back, and then come back. And eventually that shoulder is going to get so fucking strong that you don't got to fall back. You're going to push through the door and you're going to make it happen in 2022. We're going to visualize success. We're going to have this powerful psychological techniques displayed like I got a radio wave flying out of my forehead. We are in control. It is the Swanglin Show. If you have any piece of advice for 2022 wrapped up in one singular word, check this out. You guys each got to pick one word to describe your future year, and I'm going to start in the bottom right corner. Mr. Grippz, South Florida, 1 word to describe your 2022.
One word to describe my 2022. I'm gonna say profitable.
I like
Chasing that
that.
bag all year.
Okay, Kyle, Newkleus Holsinger, the fickle freckle boy living in the motherfucking sea. What's your word to describe your 2022?
Very similar to his, I'd say prosperous.
Prosperous.
Nice.
That is a very good word. And now we're going to flip that same question over to my man, Stan Edwards Jr., Rapper Geek. What's one word to describe your 2022?
The common theme here, because my word, I've been thinking about this a lot, is abundance. Going into 2022, everything is going to be abundant. Our networks, our net worth, the views on this show, everything, all abundance 2022.
I love that. And I'm going to flip the question back around to myself. One word to describe my 2022 is adventurous. I want to see more. Like Principal Skinner. I just want to see more. If y'all caught my reference on the Swanglin Show. So we're talking about profitability. We're talking about prospering. We're talking about things in abundance. We're talking about making it happen. And these are all great things. And we're going to have some killer energy as we come up through the 2022 and beyond on the Swanglin Show. I would like to take this time to make sure that you guys are following the Swanglin Show on all networks, Facebook, Twitter. Look up everybody that's on the Swanglin Show. Kyle Holsinger's live on the internet, wild out. Mr. Grippz has got some fire records coming. He's got a new album coming. So soon we're going to be having that Vice Grip, Mr. Grippz episode takeover where he goes over this fire ass new album that's coming soon from the Conspiracy family down there in hot, sweaty South Florida.
You said
and it's going down. Now, my man Stan Edwards Jr. is on the show. If you guys aren't watching the visual version of the show on YouTube, you should, because there's added pleasure involved there for our Spotify or our Apple Podcast listeners. Make sure you bounce over to the YouTube channel, subscribe, and watch this shit so you can get more of a feel of what's going on. The homie is representing Toledo, Ohio. He's wearing the Ohio State Buckeyes sweatshirt like Howard the Duck, circa way back in the day. The Ohio State Buckeyes yesterday beat Utah 48-45 to win the Rose Bowl. So go Bucks. It's going down. Shout out to the squad. Stan Edwards Jr. Did you watch the Buckeyes game, man?
I honestly didn't. I actually didn't watch the game. What did we do yesterday? We was doing a little house cleaning yesterday, so didn't actually end up watching the game, but
yeah.
I kept up with it.
You want to know what? That's funny that you would say that, because over here at Casa de la Swangle, we did some deep cleaning to start the year off too. And I didn't watch the game either. And I had faith. My brother-in-law had hit me up, man. He was driving back from Columbus. He's like, dude, what's the score? And I pulled it up and I'm like, oh man, they're down 14-0, but I had faith. So if you're listening to the Swanglin Show, you don't got to be tapped in all the time. You can take a minute to fall back and handle your priorities. And you got to just know that the motherfucking team is going to win, because much like the Ohio State Buckeyes, the Conspiracy family is geared up for 2022, and we're going to dominate and do some dope ass things. This is what I want to do right now. I wish that there was a way that I could reach my hand into the screen and take the headphones off Young Prof and put them on Vice and then take the glasses off Vice and put it on Newkleus and then end the show like that. But unfortunately, I don't have that option. So if you're listening to the Swanglin Show and you do CGI and shit, we might have a job for you. If you could pick one person to hire on the staff of the Swanglin Show, Kyle Newkleus Holsinger, who gets a job right now and why?
Who gets a job right now? You as my chef, because you fucking are badass at cooking. Boom.
I'm gonna tell you what. I'm not gonna take offense to that. But I ain't no fucking no indentured fucking servant. You know what I'm saying? As one of the creators of Swangle, I take offense to the fact that I may be put on the back burner as the quote unquote help by you. So wait, next time I feed you something, there might be some fucking rat poison in it, you little son of a bitch. That's exactly what I'm gonna say. Now, my man, Mr. Grippz, representing South Florida, always in the house, representing as always. Drop a final gem for us to close out the show today, man. Drop some heat on the listeners of the Swanglin Show to close us out.
In line with the theme of the show, we talk about 2022 and pretty much what we want to happen. Your wants and desires are part of your reality. So a lot of people think that images, sounds, all the information in your brain from your reality comes in and gets processed by your CPU, your brain, but you put out as much of your reality as you intake. So bring that into 2022, manifest your desires, think about what you want, take actions. You can't just wish for things. Otherwise you shit in one hand and wish in the other and see which one fills up faster. But if you take action towards your goals, desire, and see, you have to envision your reality, it'll manifest and the universe will make it happen for you. So let's make things happen in 2022. Many blessings to all my G's, all my ninjas on the Conspiracy Family podcast. Love y'all boys, you know what I'm saying? Shouts out to the challengers for the title, Mitch Millions, CJ De Niro, Young Prof. I see y'all boys. I want everyone to win this year. We put W's on the board. So, and everybody listening, like, comment, and subscribe. Holla at your peoples.
Yeah, if you like, that's a W. If you subscribe, that's a W. If you comment, that's a W. So you could, if you're listening to the Swanglin Show, you go do that right now. You're a winner already because we don't fuck with you if you don't win on the Swanglin Show. Stan Edwards Jr., drop him a little bit of knowledge to close this out, man. What's your final thought on the episode today?
Just get out there and create. You know what I'm saying? Get out here, create your life. You know what I'm saying? Like express yourself however you got to do. Leave your mark on the world. Let people know what you was here. You know what I'm saying? Like whether it's through you, through your kids, whatever. Just like mark, let the world know that you was here somehow. And if you haven't started, make sure 2022 is the year that you start.
That's a great point. Make sure that you, no matter what, whether or not your foot is leaving an imprint in the ground, you still fucking stand on it. Because this could be 2022, could be the year that you break on through. Kyle Newkleus Holsinger, the Jukleus. What's your final thought for the episode, man? You got something for the Swanglers out here about setting their goals for 2022? What can they do, man?
It's a 365-day race. It's a marathon. It ain't a sprint. So set honest goals, stuff you actually want to attain, and then figure out how you're going to get there. That's the thing. I'd set goals that are like 6 months out, 3 months out, and a month out, and then even each week what you want to do. Like I have weekly, daily, monthly, quarterly stuff like that I check. Like where I want to be. So I would recommend that checking in and setting deadlines to check in on and things and how are you going to get there. Plot the path out for yourself, how you're going to get there, not just say you're going to get there.
That's a great way to close out on the Swanglin Show. And I just wanted to think about, if I had to have my pick, how would I get there? You know what I mean? How would I pull up? I think it would be maybe horse-drawn chariot like the Macho Man, Randy Savage, pulled up and maybe walked up and carried by on some type of fucking plank of like cherry wood by like fucking 15 brute fucking Samoans just carry me on some piece of wood as I pull up to achieve my goals on the Swanglin Show. you know, we could do a little RPG shit right there for our homie Stan right there. Let him know that, you know, we can create our own fucking universe here on the Swanglin Show as we go forward. I mean, fuck it, right? We're gonna hold it down in 2022. We appreciate you guys listening. Thank you for always tuning in to the Swanglin Show. My name is Joshua P. Dunn. On behalf of Stan Edwards Jr., Mr. Grippz, and Kyle Newkleus Holsinger, we're going to say Rick's dangling for life, you little son of a bitch.
Peace.